about 15 years ago, I started studying A Course in Miracles because my mind and life was such a mess. And I had several very intense spiritual experiences when I first started the book, out-of-body experiences where I was given messages. And throughout that next 10 years, I had 2 or 3 what I call revelatory experiences where I had what I consider direct conscious contact with all that is. I had no goal as I was doing this work. I was just practicing forgiveness because it made my life better. So I did this for quite a few years. And then on the summer solstice of 2012, I had a Kundalini awakening and was in a state of ecstasy for about a month. So I had huge waves of energy going through my body and full body orgasms multiple times in the day. Every time I laid down, I would have these huge rushes of energy through my body, bursting out of different chakras. And about 3.5 weeks into this process, I had the feeling that someone wanted to say something. So I went to an automatic writing workshop and began to write the first evening. And after a couple of hours, I started to write the word Ananda over and over and over again. And I'd heard it, like, Yogananda. I knew there were all these Anandas. So I knew it. I didn't really know. I wasn't into Eastern stuff particularly. And then later that night, when everybody went to bed, I could feel this feeling, someone wants to say something again. And so they started to write again through me, and they said, "We are Ananda, we are your guides and teachers, and we're going to write books through you." So that happened 4.5 years ago. So they've written 5 books through me up to this point. And second book was 20 deceased celebrities channeled through me and spoke about what they wanted people to know about their lives. So very famous people came through. In 1 month, each day I'd channel someone different. And the last one I channeled was Jesus. So that was a bit of a mind-opening experience. And the next day he came through again and asked me to write his autobiography. So 2014 and all of 2014, I channeled it in 40 channeling sessions, and then I transcribed it. So there's been 5 books so far. Some of them are collaborative books with Ananda. Mary Magdalene started channeling earlier this year, telling their life story, their relationship story. And so that's it in the very short form. So I'm going to channel Ananda tonight, and we might have someone else come in. So essentially when I'm channeling, I'm sitting in the back seat rather than driving the car. And it's very clear when they come through. So this is Malcolm's birthday present.
Thank you for sharing this privilege.
We're with you again, dear ones. We wish you a happy birthday, dear Malcolm. We are happy to be your surprise visitors on this wonderful occasion. We are Ananda. We are a group consciousness. That means we are many. We are not one. Do not be deceived by the fact that we are speaking in one voice here. We are many, and we come from many different times and places. We began channeling through this dear being on a very auspicious day in your calendar, the summer solstice of 2012. And that was for a particular purpose, and that is to help you on your ascension process. Until that date, we were given a hands-off policy. That means that you were left to your own devices, free will running willy-nilly, as our dear one would say, around the planet. And of course, you can see that you have become quite lost in your free willness, and we are here to help guide you to the awakening that each of you have been manifested on this planet to experience within your own lifetime. That is what is happening now. There are very many of you here Now, we teach non-dualistic teachings. That means that there is only one energy. It is an energy of love. It is an energy of light. And many of you on this planet are deceived into thinking there is good and evil, that there are bad guys and good guys. You are all playing out your own destinies, your own creative self-expression. However, you have had some interference laid upon your individual creative endeavors, and that is really why we are here. We are here to help you see that you have been very negatively focused in your training programs, in your conditioning programs, and it is not until you apply the equal and opposite force to your consciousness that you will be free. So there are situations, combinations of teachings, influences of all different kinds being laid upon the human population. And until you understand truly what has been done to you, you cannot exert your true free will. You cannot align yourself with love when you have been trained into war, separation, and materialism. So this is the process that you are all on in varying degrees. Some of you will not think of yourselves as materialistic at all, but you will believe in the body, you will believe in money, you will believe in your homes, you will believe in many, many things that you don't necessarily consider as materialistic, and so you can become confused. We are here to help unfurl that red carpet home. We are here to help you understand what has been done to you and what is being done to you still. You are still being conditioned as a collective, but many of you are breaking free and you are beginning to feel the difference. You are beginning to feel joy. You are beginning to feel the energies running through your systems more. You are beginning to wake up in that sense. You are beginning to understand that you are far more powerful than you were taught in your primary school classes. And so we are here to bring much information through. It is the same story that you have heard before, but now is a different time. This time now, your planet is literally shifting in her own frequency, and so you are being taken for an energetic ride into a higher realm, whether or not you want to go, whether or not you understand it, whether or not you are prepared for it. You have had this message brought to you many, many times before on this plane, and because there have been counter programming messages, we will say you have not made the progress that you were assigned to make as a civilization. You have been kept back a year or two, just as you do in a classroom situation when you have not achieved your studies. When you have not passed the exams, you get kept back a grade. Well, this has been done to you intentionally. And so what is happening now is the physical material universe, the planet on which you are cohabitating with each other, the planet that is going around this star, in this star system, is reaching a frequency that you would have reached yourself very, very easily had you not been tampered with, had you not been put in school, had you not been indoctrinated through your social programming systems. You would have, over the last 2,000 years, reached a level of evolution that would be commensurate with this frequency. But because you have been kept behind, because you have been having negative influences, such as the Catholic Church, a powerful negative influence on your planet, you are having to catch up. And that is why many of you are feeling an imperative to grow, an imperative to practice, an imperative to transform the world. You are feeling this frequency, and you feel it as inspiration, you feel it as intense desire, you feel it as an itch that cannot be scratched. And so you are experiencing this frequency increase relentlessly now. You are heading into a time on your planet when you are going to begin to see these intense frequency shifts. You are already seeing them in your increasing war, you are seeing them in your increasing violence, you are seeing them in your increasing love-focused thought. So you have the dark getting darker, the light getting lighter, and it is not your imagination. It is exactly what is happening because those of you that are of a high enough frequency are being shifted as quickly as we are able to help you. And this is the most important thing for you to understand at this time, is that we can't help you unless you ask us to help you. It is still a free will zone. Even though we are allowed to come in and make these communications now, we are allowed to bring books through, we are allowed to, in fact, make a seeming intervention in that sense. We are allowed to exert a lot more influence than we were before the 2012 cutoff, but now we still need your permission. And so this is something that we want you to take from this meeting today, that to accept the fact that as a human species you are a little confused, to accept the fact that as individuals you are profoundly conditioned. It is in your best interest to offer up your body-mind complex for assistance, because we can change you. This is what has happened with our dear one here. This communication was able to be initiated because of the surrender practice she had, because she dedicated her body-mind complex to the workings of love and forgiveness. And that is where this communication has come from. And since we have made our initial contact with her, which was not on the summer solstice of 2012, it was many, many years before that. We have been working with her energy system and her body mind for many, many years, directing, nudging, cajoling at times, influencing in dream time through her emotional guidance system. Whenever a level of surrender was reached, we were able to guide her more and more. The ego is really your determined, separated consciousness saying, I will do it my way, come hell or high water. And that is what you are witnessing on your planet. You are witnessing the hell or high water right now. You have been trained into feeding your ego consciousness on this planet, and it is now time for you to really understand how you participate in that process. Whenever you say, I'm going to do it my way, come hell or high water, you are in fact perpetuating that system of separation. Now, the well-fed ego does not like to hear that. It likes to have its own way. That is really what it is for. You have come into separation, this separation experience, to experience your own individuality, your own creativity. What we are saying is not that you cannot have that, but you must have a recalibration process to get you back aligned with love within that experience of individuality and creativity. When you are aligned with love in this separation experience, you can experience heaven on earth here. You can experience intense love between each other. You can experience the intense ability to manifest on this plane, creating and co-creating with your brothers and sisters those experiences that you want to have. But what you have been taught on this planet at this time is a very, very negatively focused egoic experience. That means being very defended, believing in attack as a solution, low frequency foods, low frequency entertainments, low frequency cultural teachings and religious instruction. These are all ways that you have been kept at a low frequency to keep you manageable, because, of course, you know, a being that is aligned with love, a being that has come into the awareness that this world is a reflective feedback system, that you are the projector and you are the creator, you are the one that is bringing everything into manifestation. There is no one doing it to you. When you come to that realization and you align yourself with love and you align yourself with truth, then nothing can stop you bringing into being whatever it is that you wish. And so it is that message that we want to bring to you all tonight, that to give yourself the greatest gift that you can is to do your forgiveness work. That means to let go of anything that you resent. Anyone that has done you harm has not done you harm. They were merely a projection of your own mind. They were merely a symbol of your own unloving thoughts. And when you forgive them, you take back that little bit of energy. You take back that little bit of yourself, and that energy then becomes yours to work with. So make sure that when you survey your mind, whoever those faces are that come up, Those are your gifts. They are your teachers, and they are the beings that are going to bump you up to the next level of consciousness. And that is all this being did. She systematically worked through her mind, forgiving, 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 because she found very, very quickly in that process that whenever she forgave something or somebody, some experience, she felt better. And that feeling of feeling better, that feeling of feeling peace or happiness or joy, is her feedback system reflecting back to her that she has gone up in frequency. And so she did this year after year after year. She was driven to it by intense suffering of the mind, which is the only kind of suffering you really have. If you suffer in the mind often enough, it will manifest into physical suffering, broken bones, diseases, and these kinds of things. The physical manifestations of suffering are merely long-term consequences of mental and emotional suffering. So it is in the mental emotional state that you do the work that heals the planet, because if you are the projector, then everything that is outside of you is coming from within your own consciousness. And as a collective, that is exactly what is happening. So the wars you see, the environmental devastation that you see, these are all reflections of your distorted minds out of alignment with love. And that is the only journey that any of you are on. When you feel bad, you are walking away from love. You are separating more through the process of judgment or hatred or resentment. And when you feel good, you are stepping towards that which fascinates, that which entices, that which you love. And that is the only journey that any of you are on. You have made it very, very complicated on this earth plane. There is one road. You are either walking to love or you are walking away from it. And when you walk towards love, you feel good. And when you walk away from love, you feel bad. It is the multitude of stories that the ego mind, the ego consciousness has made up about that journey that makes you think it is so confusing. It is not. You have a direct conscious link to the divine, and it is in your feelings, it is in your heart, and it is there that you will find the answers. It is not in secret societies, it is not in mysterious spells. It is in listening to your heart, it is in aligning with peace that you will connect to the divine knowledge that is your natural inheritance. So this is the journey that we are all here to help you on. It is time now for you to apply yourselves. It is time now for you to understand that there is no more time. This planet is on her own journey of evolution. She is a living being, and we don't mean that in a euphemistic term at all. She is a living being, as your sun is a living being, as all of the celestial bodies that you look up into the sky and see are living beings. Highly conscious, very, very directed in their action. You have been a small blip on the planet's radar, and not significant at all, really. So she is continuing on her journey, and she will take you with her if you have the ability to match her frequency. And that is what we are here to help you do. So we recommend that all of you begin your intense forgiveness practice now, because in the next few months and the coming years, you are going to see a tremendous increase in the frequency of this planet. And if you have not done that work, it will come out in explosions of negativity. It will come out in psychotic breaks. It will come out in intense fears, not because you are being punished by a God that says you haven't done the work. Indeed not. You are merely releasing low frequencies that cannot be maintained as this planet travels into her next evolutionary stage. You are going with her, whether you want to or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you are prepared for it or not. And your society is going to evolve as well. And that is what you are going to witness in the next few years. You've already seen the beginnings of it. You are seeing a society that is becoming very dissatisfied. You are seeing populations that are beginning to catch on that there is something terribly amiss here. And that is because the being kept back in your remedial class is no longer possible. And that was really the turning point in 2012. It was that critical mass where you could no longer be repressed. You see, each being comes into this time and place with that connection to the divine. There is not one of you that does not have it. And the system must continue to keep you down to maintain control. But as the frequency of this planet goes up and up and up, these old systems can no longer keep you down because there is too much energy. There is too much light coming in. There is too much love waiting to be expressed, and it cannot be kept underwater anymore. It is bursting out. And that is what you are all feeling in your own special evolutionary journey, whether you are a yogi, whether you are a scientist, whether you are a spiritual healer. You are feeling this imperative, and it is not your imagination. So we want you to know that it is time now to decide that you are going to deal with those old issues that you have been pussyfooting around or putting on the back burner, or saying at some point I'll deal with my mother or my father or my food issues or whatever it is. You all know what it is in your mind right now. That thing that you have not been doing, that is the thing that is going to be the ball and chain that stops you taking off when this ascension process really, really kicks in, which is coming very, very quickly. We are not here to frighten you. We are here to encourage you. We are here to say to you, do it now. There is no point in waiting. The only thing you are causing when you do not deal with these issues is your own suffering. You are causing your own mental and emotional limitation. Deal with it now. Get the tears out, get the anger out, feel your way through it, and know that when you ask for help, we can be there. We can be there to help you. We can bring into your consciousness the strength and the focus to help you deal with the fears. But you must remember, you are the creator of your fears. You are the most powerful creators, and yet you have not been told that you are. This is what you must understand. When you empower a fear by entertaining future disaster scenarios or entertaining past resentments, which also breed fears, we will tell you, then you are using this most magnificent creative ability against yourself. When you look into the future and see a future you don't like, you are indeed manifesting that. And when you feel fear, when you feel little, when you feel limited, you are doing it to yourself. Nobody is doing it to you. You are the most magnificent divine aspects of God mind, and you can bring into manifestation whatever you want. But you have been taught the wrong rules. You've been given the wrong rule book. You have been trained into smallness. And it is now that you must train yourself with the same determination that was used against you. You must decide, I'm going to take back my mind. I'm going to take back my creative ability and potential. And I'm going to use it for good, because that is the only thing it can be used for. There are no separate interests here. When you help a brother, you help yourself. When you love yourself, you bring love into the world. It is a completely connected, reflective system. So whatever you put out, you get back 10,000-fold. And that means when you love yourself, you will see it reflected out in the world as well. It is a completely reflective system. So if you harbor secret hatreds and secret fears, they are not that. They are going to be reflected back so that you can feel them, so that you can see them, so that you can have a visceral, self-reflective system showing you exactly where you are wrong. So every time you feel a little angry, every time you feel a little sad, every time you feel a little resentful, you are being given a gift, and that is the divine nature of your feedback system. So do not curse your feelings, they are your friends. However, when you have been deeply conditioned, and even those of you on an awakening path must truly understand the terrible things that have been done to you in your society, the belief in the body as your salvation, time, these are some of the aspects of the many things that have been deeply indoctrinated into you. Your belief in money, these are limiting concepts that have become globally indoctrinated, and so you are swimming in a sea of untruth. These are going to give you clues by negative feeling. When you have financial fear, you are being shown, I believe in money. Money isn't real. Trees, birds, the sky does not need money. I do not need money. It is a difficult issue to work with in your society because of the amazing indoctrination that has taken place. But your financial systems are going to change, so you will deal with it now, or you will deal with it soon enough. We always suggest that the second you have a fear, if we say anything that brings up a fear in you, make a note of that and say, there is something that I need to look at, because what Ananda said made me frightened, angry, resentful, disbelieving. We are letting you know that what we are speaking the truth is the truth. So when you have a strong negative reaction to what we are saying, that is a clue that in your mind there is an untruth. Now, of course, we cannot prove that to you. We cannot make you see the truth. All we can do is offer it up. All we can do is share our consciousness with you. All we can do is share our energy with you, as we are doing right now. And in that sharing, you will feel something. In that sharing, you will hear the truth. In that sharing, you will resonate with what we are saying. So it is important for you to exercise your free will. But what we want you to know is that as conditioned beings, your free will has been tampered with. And that is the ultimate reason that these interventions are being made, is because as a collective, as a society, your free will is being taken away from you to such a degree that your ability to evolve as a society is being hampered. And that is not allowed in this particular time-space reality. There are many others, and we will not speak about those right now, because we want you to learn to master this one. We want you to begin to use your feeling self as a barometer. If I feel bad, I am looking at this incorrectly. There must be another way to look at this, because my destiny is to align with love and peace. And that is the simplest practice that you can bring into your moment-by-moment life. If I feel bad, I'm looking at this incorrectly. There is another way to look at it. And that is when we can help you. When you feel that negative emotional feedback and you say, I feel bad, I must be wrong, show me the truth. Show me where I am out of alignment. Show me where my perceptions are distorted by the conditioning that I have received. You have all received a great deal of conditioning, and we are here to help you recondition yourselves into alignment with love, into alignment with the truth that you are the most powerful creators there have ever been, and into the knowing that there is a benevolent force that is supporting all of the life here on this planet. You are seemingly separated beings, but the truth of it is that you are not. When you ascend to a level of frequency where separation is no longer operative, you will look back on this and truly see that it is a dream. But we understand that when you are in separation, it is impossible to see the truth, because you have chosen separation. You have chosen not love. You have chosen attack. You have chosen this place. And that is your job now, to choose love, to choose not to attack, and to choose to see all of these wonderful beings on this planet as your brothers and sisters, whether or not you understand them, whether or not you really like them, but to truly understand in your heart and mind that whatever you do to the smallest of these beings, you do to yourself. We are Ananda. We are here to help you understand yourself. We are here to help you open your hearts. And we will say that after this connection, if you call upon us, any one of you, if you would like assistance, we can begin to speed up your evolutionary process, but we cannot assist you unless you invite us in. We are made of love, from love, for love, as you are, but we have not forgotten it. You have forgotten it, and we are here to help you remember. We will speak to you again soon.
Godsmack. Oh, wow. And you didn't even pause for breath. Great. Thank you very much.
Feel free to ask a question if you'd like. If you'd like to ask a question.
Oh, okay.
Any of you, anyone who's got a question?
That's pretty comprehensive. Yeah, so time, well, it's always time frames, isn't it? The time frames and the what they were talking about, the money system. How long before that gets transformed?
We're with you again, dear ones. Your money system it's going to happen very, very quickly. What we want you to know is that it is not real in that sense. The indoctrination into money is so powerful in your world that for most of you, you can't imagine a system functioning without the money system as it is. But essentially, the money system has been far from beneficial to all of you. It has been milking the energies of all of the workers and investors and good-hearted beings of this planet for a very, very long time. It is not a recent development, this milking of energy through the money system. So for most of you, when you think about the money system going, it brings up fear, it brings up fear of loss, fear of assets, all of these sorts of things. But what is going to happen when this money system changes is that you are actually going to have a huge influx of energy and resources to you that have heretofore been removed from your experience. So you have been experiencing lack on this planet, even though you have been told that economics are going fine. You have been taught to accept the small as your due, when in actual fact you can have the infinite, you can have the unlimited if you have honed your mind and your body-mind complex into alignment with love. You can have whatever you want manifested relatively easily. So it is not hard work that is going to bring you riches. It is in fact the opposite, surrendering to love. That is what this process is about, that you are all involved in. So when you hear that the economic system is going to come to a swift and significant change, the training that the banks have invested in your education from the time you were little, going to the bank and getting your little account and feeling that you were joining in the adult world when you got your first bank account and your first paycheck. These are all elements of that system that are deeply embedded in their mind. And because you have never lived without it, you don't understand that you don't need it to survive. We, of course, know that you don't need it to survive. You are, in fact, limited by money to such a degree. It impinges upon your creativity to such a degree that you never actually feel the wealth that you can create. Most beings, when they have an idea, immediately stop in their creative process because they say, I don't have enough money to do that. And that is exactly what it was designed to do. It was designed to act as an interference between your divine creative mind and the end result, which would be the manifestation of whatever it was you were desiring. If a being is taught that when they are little, that whatever they focus on with love is going to come to them, you would be amazed at what is available to the ordinary being. You are, in fact, not ordinary beings. You are godlike beings, given tremendous creative power, and this money system has been cutting you off at the knees. You have not been able to reach your tremendous creative potential, and that will be the process that you go through when this money shift happens. Many of you will have fears come up because it's the only thing you have known. It is very much like letting a caged animal out into a field when they have never seen a field. They will stay in the cage. They don't know what it is. They don't know what grass is. They don't know what sunshine is. It is only when the cage is tipped out and they are not given an choice that they will finally stand there terrified, looking and thinking, what is this place? I don't know what this place is. And that is what is going to happen to humanity. You are going to have your cage tipped up and you are going to have to stand there and you're going to have to get in touch with the tremendous wealth that you all have within you that has been truncated and limited and stopped up. You are going to go through a very, very intense growth period. But what is going to serve all of you well that have had a spiritual practice is that you are going to know that this is for good in the end. So we want you to know that you will see systems tumbling, you will see money markets crashing, but they are not real. They are the illusory numbers that you have been getting fed so that you will continue working hard and giving the banks your money. That is not going to happen anymore. The wealth that is oozing from your creative selves is going to now be reflected back to you. You are going to begin to see assistance from higher realms in creating a new system that is going to be much more egalitarian. It's going to level the playing field between the East and the West. So this is something for Westerners to really understand, is that you have, for various reasons, had more of the pie, and these the leveling of the playing field is going to be global. It is not going to be just for white Westerners. It is going to be global across the board. And so there is going to be a period of adjustment where you will have to begin to see everyone as your brothers and sisters, not just people who look like you. So we want you to know that this is for humanity's benefit. The money system has been what is killing your planet. This capitalistic religion that is destroying the earth, that is taking resources over and over and over again. Have you not wondered where all of that energy is going? Have you not wondered where all of that money is going? It is not going into the system. It is being filtered out of it through this intentionally deceptive, symbolic value system you call money. And so it is going to be stopped because it has gone far enough. For you to be allowed to play this game out anymore is going to be lethal. And Spirit loves you very much. You are being given a timeout, if you will, a penalty card. The game is over for a little while. Everything is going to be reset, and you are going to have the opportunity for tremendous spiritual growth, and you will be experiencing whatever untrue ideas are in your mind as fear. But what we want you to know is that if you stay in the present moment, if you stay aligned with love and you stay aligned with the truth, which is that you are a life force that is not dependent upon money. This is the thought that you want to really get straight in your minds. You did not get born into this place because of money. It has not kept you alive. You've been told that money has kept you alive, that there is something within each of you that is a divine spark, and it will be there no matter what. The system that creates suffering, the system that creates hunger, the system that creates environmental devastation is not based on love, and so it cannot continue. This is what is meant by God is love. When a system is unloving, it will crumble. And that is why you've seen many civilizations crumble on your world, because of this indoctrination into negativity. But now is a different time. The planet now is shifting to such a degree that there is a global reset happening, and you are going to be, your cage is going to be shaken, and you will fall out onto the green grass, and you will say, this is a world I've never seen before. But it is better than that cage. Even in that moment when you tumble onto the grass and you are no longer contained in that limiting consciousness, you will know this is better. It is a little upsetting, it's a little unpredictable, not sure where it's going to go, but that cage, that limiting, suffering-inducing cage, is not what we want anymore. And as a collective, that is what has happened. There have been billions and billions of prayers sent up, please. Don't make me go to work anymore. Don't make me send my children to school anymore. Please don't make me do this anymore. Billions and billions of prayers. And so you are aligning with this frequency shift, whether or not you know it. It is in that feeling, I can't do this anymore, that you know that you are being guided by this connection to the divine, which is your heart. We do want you to know, however, that your feelings can mislead you when you have deeply indoctrinated conditioning programs in your mind. And that is, of course, why we do recommend doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Some beings get upset with us for our relentless repeating of that prescription. However, it is the fastest way to shift a conditioned mind into alignment with love. And that is going to bring you the greatest increase in power and abundance and financial wealth. We want you to know that there are going to be systems that are replacing the old money system that will be much fairer, that will be much less distressing, and that will be much more loving. So you're going to see big shifts and changes. Do not panic, however, if you have assets. We have prescribed to many beings that they put their money into something tangible. If you are merely looking at money as numbers on a computer screen, that does not exist. It is not real in any sense at all. So we would say if you have some savings, invest in improvements in your house, invest in a garden that will grow you food, invest in something that is tangible. That can be experiences as well. Experiences that help you grow and understand reality in your own consciousness, whether that be a healing workshop or therapy with a being that you align with. These are ways to spend your money that are sound. But you must all understand that you have been trained by banks to give them your money for safekeeping. It is not there. They are filtering it off into other projects that they deem more valuable than the health and well-being of humanity. So when you see these changes, know that they are for the greater good and you will all be fine. There are going to be some big shifts, however, and it is in your best interest to focus on the natural systems. So when you get scared and you think that you don't have enough security, look up at the sky and look up at the stars, or look at the ocean, look at the birds and the trees, and know that they don't have any money. They are growing and they are alive and they are thriving, and you can too if you get your mind in that place of knowing that you are a spark of God mind and you are imbued with a powerful, powerful creative force that you have merely been disconnected from. Not in reality, but the human mind, when it believes something, it becomes true because you are given free will to believe whatever it is you wish and to reap the rewards of that belief. And that is how you evolve, that is how you learn, and that is how over many incarnations you come to understand your own consciousness. We know that was a very long-winded answer to your very succinct question, but sometimes these are complicated answers. They are not linear and straightforward, but we want you to know that as the planets continue to circle around the sun, you will continue to live and you will begin to truly understand your wonderful, wonderful creative abilities.